Ever wondered what the future holds for TikTok in the US? Let's delve into it. Currently, TikTok is walking on thin ice. The United States is inching closer to either banning the popular app or forcing a sale. This is largely due to concerns surrounding data security, with the fear that American users' data could end up in the hands of Chinese spy agencies. But it's not all doom and gloom. A bipartisan bill seeks to regulate how companies like TikTok handle US data, with a focus on preventing data access by unfriendly foreign nations. This could be a lifeline for TikTok, provided it can adjust its data operations to comply with these new regulations. Yet, amidst these legislative and regulatory hurdles, the potential of a forced sale looms large. If this becomes a reality, it could shake up the social media landscape. As the situation unfolds, we're left with a crucial question. Who's going to buy TikTok? The road to TikTok's future is filled with legislative hurdles. Let's explore these. In the United States, the House of Representatives has passed legislation that could potentially force the sale of TikTok from its Chinese parent company, ByteDance, to a non-Chinese entity. This legislation, if it comes into effect and ByteDance fails to sell within 6 months, would prohibit US app stores from offering TikTok. However, the journey of this bill is not without its roadblocks. Its path in the Senate remains uncertain. Many senators have expressed discomfort with the idea of meddling in business affairs and putting limits on free speech. Furthermore, even if the bill manages to reach President Joe Biden's desk, it faces stiff opposition from the Chinese government, which has categorically stated that it would oppose a forced sale. At the heart of these legislative challenges is a concern for data security. Lawmakers are worried about the possibility of American data ending up in the hands of Chinese spy agencies. While this concern might be debated as being somewhat exaggerated, it's nonetheless a significant factor contributing to the current legislative hurdles TikTok is facing. These legislative hurdles and uncertainties create a complex scenario for TikTok's future. With an uncertain Senate path and opposition from Beijing, the future of the app hangs in the balance. All eyes are now on how TikTok navigates these legislative hurdles and what implications this will have on its operation in the United States and indeed on the global stage. Given the potential sale, who are the big players that could be interested in buying TikTok? The list is limited, but let's dive into the possibilities. First off, we have the tech giants, Meta, Alphabet, and Microsoft. With their deep pockets, they could theoretically afford TikTok's hefty price tag. But here's the catch. A purchase of this magnitude would likely hit regulatory roadblocks. Why, you ask? Well, because these companies already have significant stakes in the digital world. Meta, for instance, is the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, two huge social media platforms. Alphabet, on the other hand, owns YouTube, which is a direct competitor to TikTok. As for Microsoft, while it doesn't have a social platform of its own, its ties with OpenAI are already under regulatory scrutiny. So, as Gene Kimmelman, a former Justice Department antitrust official, aptly put it, who's going to buy it? That's the real question. Then we have an interesting contender, Bobby Kotick. The former CEO of video game publisher Activision Blizzard has reportedly expressed interest in finding partners to buy TikTok. He even floated the idea to OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. However, this news is based on sources and hasn't been independently confirmed yet. But what about Apple? It's one of the world's most valuable companies, and it doesn't have a social network of its own. Plus, it's sitting on a mountain of cash. But here's the thing. Apple has its own set of regulatory headaches to deal with. Also, its culture doesn't seem like a natural fit for TikTok, which is a messy and unwieldy business that requires constant monitoring. The question of who might buy TikTok brings us to the next big issue, regulatory challenges. The regulatory challenges that potential buyers could face are indeed significant. As we delve deeper into this topic, it's crucial to remember that the tech giants who could theoretically afford TikTok, like Meta, Alphabet, and Microsoft, are not immune to regulatory scrutiny. Take Meta, for example, already owning social media heavyweights Facebook and Instagram. Adding TikTok to its portfolio could raise eyebrows in antitrust circles. Similarly, Alphabet's ownership of YouTube, a direct competitor to TikTok, could create its own set of regulatory issues. Microsoft, while not currently operating a social platform of its own, is in a partnership with OpenAI. This relationship is under close observation by regulators on both sides of the Atlantic. Adding TikTok to this mix could further intensify regulatory scrutiny. Apple, one of the world's most valuable companies, might seem like an ideal candidate, but even this tech titan has its own set of unique challenges. Apple is already dealing with a host of regulatory issues, including new limitations in Europe and a potentially devastating Justice Department action challenging its business model's core, its tightly controlled ecosystem. Furthermore, the culture at Apple may not be a natural fit for TikTok. Social media is a messy, unpredictable business that requires constant monitoring to weed out hate speech and offensive images, a realm that Apple has not ventured into yet. With these potential buyers, the concerns about antitrust laws and other regulatory headaches are not just hypotheticals. They are real, tangible issues that could significantly influence who ends up buying TikTok, if a sale indeed occurs. These regulatory challenges add another layer of complexity to the future of TikTok in the US. The outcome of this saga is not just about the financials or strategic value. It's also about navigating the intricate and often unpredictable landscape of regulatory compliance. Despite these challenges, why is TikTok still a hot cake for potential buyers? Well, let's dive into the value of TikTok. TikTok has taken the world by storm, quickly becoming one of the most downloaded apps in the world. Its unique mix of short, engaging videos, paired with a powerful algorithm that hooks viewers, has made it a go-to platform for millions of users worldwide. In the United States alone, TikTok boasts a whopping 170 million users. That's a massive audience for potential advertisers and a lucrative source of revenue for any company that can tap into it. Beyond its impressive user base, TikTok's strategic value cannot be understated. The platform's ability to attract and retain younger audiences, who are increasingly turning away from traditional media, makes it a golden ticket for potential buyers. It's a direct line to Generation Z and the millennials, a demographic that's notoriously hard to reach. The platform's popularity among this demographic makes it a potent tool for shaping consumer trends and influencing purchasing decisions. And let's not forget about the data. In the tech world, data is king, and TikTok has a treasure trove of it. Every swipe, like, share, and comment is a data point, painting a detailed picture of user behavior and preferences. This data can be invaluable for companies looking to better understand their audience and tailor their products or services accordingly. So, how much is all of this worth? Well, according to Wedbush analyst Dan Ives, TikTok's US segment alone could be valued at a staggering $100 billion. That's a testament to the power and potential of this platform. In the face of potential legislative and regulatory challenges, the strategic value of TikTok keeps potential buyers interested. Despite the hurdles, the allure of TikTok's user base, its strategic value, and the untapped potential it holds is hard to resist. This is why, despite the uncertainties, TikTok still remains a hot cake for potential buyers. So, what does all this mean for TikTok's future in the US? Well, it's clear that the popular app faces a number of challenges, from legislative hurdles that could force a sale or even a ban, to the question of who could potentially buy this $100 billion asset. The road ahead is certainly not without its twists and turns. The tech giants who could theoretically afford such a purchase, like Meta, Alphabet, and Microsoft, would likely face their own hurdles in the form of regulatory roadblocks. It seems that the prospect of a sale has already sparked speculation and interest, but there's no clear answer as to who might end up in the driver's seat. While TikTok's value is undeniable, especially given its massive user base, the regulatory challenges that come with it are equally formidable. The app's ties to China have raised concerns about data security, making its future in the US even more uncertain. The future of TikTok in the US is a complex and intriguing issue, and only time will reveal how this story unfolds.